Stampers, it's Eleanor McGarry, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you a Wow Pop Out Fun Fold card using the Flowering Rain Boots. Now this stamp set is available until the end of June in the mini catalog from January to June, so if you do want to purchase it, make sure you buy it before the end of June. The links to purchase are all in the bottom in the description. And this comes with 11 stamps, greetings, and images. As well, there is a matching Rain Boots dies that you can use to help you cut out all the images very quickly. This is the card that we're going to be making. It's a really wonderful fun fold that pop with a pop out. So you have your plant here, your beautiful rose plant, and then in the inside it says our friendship is naturally beautiful, and then you open that up and it says rain or shine, I'm here for you. It seems like a lot of cutting and a lot of folding, but it's really quite easy, and I will show you how to make this card. So I'm going to show you step by step all the components of this card. Like, again, as I said earlier, it looks like it's very complicated and lots of layers, but it really is very simple. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the red layer, this red layer here. And you're going to start with a full sheet of real red cardstock. And for this card, your best friend is the paper trimmer because it has all the measurements on there. So it makes cutting really easy. And the first thing you're going to do is take your 8.5 by 11 piece of real red cardstock, and you're going to cut that into 5.25 by 11. So this is the 11-inch side, and we want to cut at 5.25 on here. So on your paper trimmer, just go to 5.25, like so, and you have two blades here. The darker blade is a cutting blade, and the lighter blade is the scoring blade. So go ahead and cut, and that is your first step. So from this sheet of 5.25 by 11, you're now going to score 4 score marks. So you're going to use the lighter blade now because this is the scoring blade, and you're going to score at 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 right there, and again at 3.5. and again at 5.25 right there, and then at 7 inches. And this arm pulls out like that, so the measurements extend all the way down to 17 inches. So even if you're going to scrapbook 12 by 12 sheets, the paper trimmer will do the job. So 7 inches is the final score mark. There we go. So you see the 4 score marks here, 1 2 3 4. The next step is we're going to cut. So cutting is the darker blade. We're going to set the side of our cardstock at 1 1/4. On this side here, you can see 1 inch right there, and you're going to go to 1 1/4. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to use the black scoring blade, and as I was going to show you, you can see the score marks on here, and if you can see on the actual blade, there's a tick mark on the side, so you can align it to the score mark, and we want to score between the first and the third score line. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to cut, sorry, I said score. We're going to cut from between the first all the way down to the third, and we get this. And then we're just going to go ahead and turn that around, and we're going to do the same thing. 1 1/4 from the edge, we are going to cut again between the first and the third score mark. And then we end up with this. So let's go ahead and fold our folding. Let's get this a bit higher. So I'm going to go ahead and get our bone folder and just burnish all those folds so that it's nice and crisp. And this is what we end up with. So that's the beginning of the card. There's the start of the first layer. Okay, moving forward now, we are going to need some white cardstock that is 5 inches by 7.5, scored in half at 3 3/4. And we are going to go ahead and glue that onto this part of our red card. So let's add our glue. So when this is all shut, we're going to put a greeting on there. I will show you. And this entire piece will get glued onto a piece of Highland Heather that is 5.5 by 4 1/4. So let's go ahead and add glue to here. So these are the bare bones of our card. Let's now add all the designer series paper and the stamping and the greetings. So these are all the pieces that we're going to need to decorate our card. And I'm using the same Highland Heather cardstock for some of the layers. And then the designer series paper is this. It's a double-sided, and it's from the Sweet Talk DSP from the mini catalog that runs from January to June. So it's available until the end of next month, the end of June. And we are going to need 2 pieces, these 2 larger pieces that measure 5 inches in height and 1.5 inches in width, and 4 of these striped pieces measuring 1 inch by 1.5. One last striped piece here is 1 1/4 by 2 1/4, and then a piece of white, a square piece of white measuring 1 1/2. Oh, sorry, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and that will get layered onto a larger square in Highland Heather measuring 2.5 by 2.5. And of course, this piece here in Highland Heather is to for this stripe piece to layer onto, and this measures 1.5 by 2.5. So let's put our card together, gluing all these pieces together, and we're going to glue that all onto our card. Okay, let's go ahead and glue all our pieces together. Let's put these aside for now, and let's work with these. So these 2, let's do these 2 first. So these 2 go on either side of the folding part of our card. So they will go on the right and left side. And these 4 pieces will go here. And the other 2, of course, will go on the bottom, like so. Let's glue that. So that's all our pieces of striped paper. Of course, this here will get glued to here, and that will get glued to this piece here. So now that we've done this all ready to go, we need to start decorating the panel that will go here. And I am going to decorate that with the pieces that I've already stamped and cut out using the matching dies. And I'm going to show you a trick how I create the pots, because the pots are going to have to be staggered like this so that the plant will rest nice and realistically looking like it's growing out of the pot. And what I like to do is I like to get rid of the white that's on the bottom of the plant stems and leaves, so that it's going to look like it really is growing out of that pot without any white sticking or any of the white showing. So what I like to do is I will now add some glue to the back of my stamped image. My glue is a bit let's see if oh, here we go. Okay, so get some glue just to the bottom, and you want to add your pot so that it really looks like the plant is growing from out of that pot without any white showing there. And then this pot, it goes behind it because it's supposed to be one behind the other. So see how it looks like it's really coming from growing from the pot without any white showing? That's what you want to do. And then this will go onto the white piece, which we will glue onto our Highland Heather. And then let's just go ahead and glue that there. And I'm going to pop up the plant that goes behind there with my dimensionals. But I want to add some ink on the bottom there so that it looks like it's resting on the ground and it's not hovering. Let's get some scrap well-loved grid paper here that I've used. So get some ink and just do a light brushing of color under there. Don't need too much. And so now we can add our pots here underneath there like that. Make sure it's centered where you want it. Let's just move it a little bit. Okay, so now that's where I want it to be. And we're going to add the flowers. See, this will sit here like that. And the way I do that is add a little bit of pop-up just to the back of the two end ones, because they're going to be resting here and here. So get your little mini dimensionals, and remember you want to add one right here and another one just to the very last one here. And then you might want to add a little bit of glue to the tips of the top of the plant, because that's where the other blooms will be sitting. Oops. Okay, so let's rescue that from where I dropped it. And that's going to go right there. And that way it's all popped up, and this will go, get this grid paper away. This will go right there. We're going to glue that down. So now let's assemble the final card. I've already glued everything. I put the flowers on there, and this piece will be glued right on here. So let's add our glue to the back. And you want to adhere that so that the entire piece sits right here, and some of it will extend into the designer series paper. That's what it's supposed to do, and just add pressure so that it adheres really well, because this is going to be part of the card that is moving, and you don't want it to slide off or move from its position. So that's what it should look like. And the last step is just going to add our greetings, and I have chosen the Rain or Shine, I'm Here for You greeting, as well as Our Friendship is Naturally Beautiful. So let's go ahead and do the final step, which is keep dropping things. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so Our Friendship is Naturally Beautiful. Let's just test that. Oops. Okay, so that will go on the outside of the card here. And then on the inside of the card, I will stamp the Rain or Shine, I'm Here for You greeting. So that goes there. And that is your finished card. So when you send it to whoever it is you're sending it to, it'll look like this. As they pull it out of the envelope, it opens up like that. And you have your greetings on the out and inside of the cards, with still lots of room to add whatever you want to write. So that's one card, and I want to show you that, of course, uses the Flowering Rain Boots stamp set. And I did it, and I did another card using the Paradise Palms stamp set, which is this one. So this is the card, exact same idea. That's the card. Open it up. It's Retirement Wishes, and the greeting inside says, wishing you a warm and beachy kind of day. Hope you find a little paradise wherever you may be. So there's your two samples. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you try this card. If you haven't yet subscribed to my blog, please do so. The subscribe button is in the bottom right hand side. And if you live in Canada and don't yet have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be able to help you with your stamping needs. All my information is in the description, and the link to my blog and online store is there as well. Happy stamping, everyone. Have a great day.